My speech is about hitting correctly in fast-pitch softball. People who play fast-pitch softball have to know many techniques to play the game correctly. Along with catching, running, and throwing, batting is one of the most important things one needs to know about softball. Without proper batting techniques, one will not be able to fully succeed in the batting area of softball. Grip, stance, and swing are all three critical things in batting. The reason grip, stance, and swing is so important while batting is because they all have a huge impact on the end result. Grip has a huge effect on how well one bats. If the grip is too tight, you will more than likely get locked up through your swing, and this also applies if your grip is too loose. The placement is very important throughout the grip. If your grip is too high, your bat could get caught up on your forearm and you won't be able to fully extend in the end. And then if it's too low, you want it lower than anything because you don't want it too high. So low is better so that you can get a full swing all the way around. The next thing with grip is your bottom hand is on the bat, like I just said, and then you want to line up your knocking knuckles. And your knocking knuckles are the knuckles that you would knock on a door with. So they're just these front knuckles and you line them up all the way down. So that way you won't necessarily, your hands won't move as much. Because if they're not lined up, it's harder to get a full swing all the way around. The next thing is the tightness. If you grip too tight on your bat, it's going to be hard to swing all the way around. Grip is the most important part because if anything's off, you won't be able to get your bat all the way around. If you're gripping too tight, you might have better accuracy with it, but it'll be harder to drop and run as you go. And if it's too loose, you have less accuracy and it's going to be harder to control where it goes. Another thing that has a huge effect on your batting stance is your stance. It's very important, and this paragraph is about batting stance and how to perform this part of batting. You want to have your legs shoulder width apart. That way you're stable and there's no real movement. Everything's in one line. If your stance is too large, you could get caught up and have less control as well as strength with it. And then if it's too small, you won't have enough strength with it at all, and it's not going to go very far. The other thing is the 90-45 degrees. In the hitting article, they believe that the back arm should hang straight under the shoulder, also forming a 90-degree angle between the upper arm and the forearm. When relaxed between pitches, the batter should rest the bat on or over the back of the shoulder at roughly 45-degree angle. So that's pretty much just saying just to have the bat up high and have your 90-degree angle here. And then whenever you're not batting, it's okay to rest it and then get ready whenever the pitcher's about to come. That way, you're always ready to swing, and with a 90-degree angle, it'll give you more power. Bent knees is also very important. Some people they don't have as much bent knees. I prefer to have a lower stance. That way, I'm more level with the ball when I hit, and I don't have to worry about the angle of the bat as much. So the bent of the knees is really important because you will twist your hips and push through, and that will give you a lot more strength. So you can also do standing up, but you just won't have as much power throughout the hit. My next topic is about the swinging of the bat. The load and the squish, it's called load and squish the bug. It's pretty much you load but you stay centered. So the reason you load is so that you have more power throughout your swing and you'll put more momentum into it. And then you also squish the bug in the back. That way you can throw your hips forward and put a lot more power behind it. So without that, you're pretty much just using all arms instead of using your whole body and legs within it. The elbow drive, or the red zone, Collins mentioned how to hit the ball out in front where our hands and arms are fully extended for maximum impact with the ball, contacting the sweet spot of the bat, also known as the hitting zone or success zone. So what he's talking about there is right here is where you want to hit the ball. That way you can push through and extend. And that's going to be the sweet spot to hit it, because if you hit it too far back, it might go to the right, or if you hit it too far forward, it's going to go to the left. So the sweet spot right be here so you can send it through. And then Follow through. This is the biggest part of hitting, because this determines where the ball goes. So if you're hitting and you push through this way, it's going to go to your left. So if you want it to go to left field, you have to follow through to the left. And then if you want it to go to right field, you follow to the right and then come all the way through. So that has a big, that's where your control comes from. So that depends on where the runners are at, of where you want to hit the ball. And then there are so many things that go into batting, but these are just a few things. Batting while playing fast-pitch softball can be very difficult. The way to conquer some of these things that can be difficult while playing the sports is a lot of practice. Using a lot of practice can really help you overcome these challenges. Batting is something that takes a lot of techniques and practice. Without practice, batting is pretty much near impossible, and you will not be very successful with it. And it is very difficult to hit a 60-mile-per-hour ball, but this is just one reason why it is important to have the proper grip, stance, and swing, so you can get around and hit that ball where you need to go. Thank you.